Before you work on the internal components in a PC, we have to discuss something called ESD protection. ESD stands for electrostatic discharge, and of course what we're referring to is static electricity. Many of you are familiar with static electricity, such as when you touch a doorknob in the winter after walking on the carpet and you see a spark. Something like that, where you can actually see a spark, is on the order of 30,000 volts or more. Static damage can occur to chips in just a few hundred volts. Those type of sparks are something that you don't even see or feel. So it's possible if you to touch a component and actually damage it without seeing or feeling a spark. For that reason, in order to work on sensitive electronic equipment, you should use two things for electrostatic discharge protection. The two commonly used tools are what we refer to as an anti-static mat and a wrist strap. And I'm actually set up right now with all of those components. The mat is a slightly conductive, usually rubberized mat, and what it is designed for is this is where you set all of your boards. I, for example, have the motherboard set on this mat right now. As you take cards out of a PC or take them out of their protective anti-static wrapping, you should really be setting them on a mat such as this for protection. Now, for the mat to really work, it needs to be connected to the chassis of your PC. And what we have here is on this mat, I have a snap plug and then an alligator clip over here which is clipped to the frame or chassis of the machine. It should be connected to a metal portion that is not painted so it has good electrical contact. What this does is ensure that anything attached to the mat is grounded to the same electrical potential as the PC case here. Now some people say that the PC should be plugged in because via the plug on the back it provides a ground to earth. Well, we're not actually interested in an earth ground, and I normally do not want to be working on a PC that's actually plugged in. I might make a mistake and turn it on, and if you plug in a board or attach certain connections with the power on, you can do extensive damage. So the PC should definitely not be plugged in. An earth ground is not important. What is important is that the boards and this mat are at the same electrical potential as the case they're being taken out of or inserted into, and that's accomplished by wiring it to the case via this alligator clip. Then finally we have the protection for you, and that's the wrist strap. Now by wearing this strap, which is much like a wristwatch, and then having a snap plug over here to the mat, I have myself, this mat, and this chassis all electrically interconnected. Now, in some cases you may not have the mat. If you don't have a mat, most of these wrist straps are available with an alligator plug directly on them. In that case, you can connect that directly to the chassis, just like I have the mat connected here. So now this is the same effect. I am connected to the chassis, the mat is connected to the chassis, and we're all electrically protected. This is something that's highly recommended, especially if you're out working in the field on other people's equipment. You want to make sure that you're taking adequate precautions, such as not to be the cause of static damage. This damage is hidden and can cause problems in the future.